Good afternoon, everyone. This is Tom Osa from the Workforce Development Board. We are here for our 14th Small Business Friday Forum. These forums are sponsored by the Workforce Development Board of Rockland County, as well as the Chamber Alliance of Rockland, a collection of 8 different chambers of commerce across Rockland County. As always, I want to thank Deborah Thomas, Executive Director for the Workforce Development Board, for championing these episodes. All of them are available at rocklandwork.org. You can catch all 13 previous episodes directly from the website, as well as on YouTube and on Facebook via the Chamber Alliance of Rockland's Facebook page. We've been mixing it up a little bit over the last few weeks. We're starting to reopen in various phases. I believe we're in phase 3. Eventually, we're going to slowly but surely pop into phase 4. A week or two ago, we went around to a lot of the local restaurants and retailers just to basically see how they're doing, and caught a little bit of video of them, and we put that in episode 13, I believe. We wanted to dial back a little bit this episode for kind of like a special, I don't know if we want to call it a tribute, but definitely we want to certainly say some nice words about a wonderful man who we recently lost, unfortunately, over the past few months. The late Paul Piperato. He was the county clerk for Rockland County for many years. I can't say that, I knew Mr. Piperato on a personal level, but I have to say that I saw him at many a North Rockland Chamber of Commerce meeting. He always supported our local community and our local businesses, and he was always just a joy to speak with, even at a local restaurant or a networking event. And he always had just words of kindness and words of encouragement for everyone that he spoke with and communicated with. So we have a few guests with us today to also say a few words about Mr. Piperato. We have Ed Day, Rockland County Executive, Donna Gorman-Silberman, Acting Rockland County Clerk, Robert Pitzkowski from the Workforce Development Board of Rockland, and as always, we have Deborah Thomas, the Executive Director of the Workforce Development Board. So what I'd like to do first is I'd like to turn this over to our county executive, just to speak for a few moments. And Ed, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Tom, I want to thank all of you for having me here, just to catch up with all of you, and particularly with the theme of today's meeting. It's easy and difficult to speak about Paul. Easy because you're not going to find a more genuine man around. You just can't. So it's easy. Good words will just flow. But it's difficult because that often happens so many times. We don't have an opportunity, because we don't think of it, to say such great things about a special person when they're here on this earth. I first met Paul not in government. I met him at Jawonio. We both served on the foundation board together, and I learned very quickly the dedication that he had. And he was remarkable in that the dedication and the intensity he had for good causes was always marked by a smile. He was very disarming. I think my favorite story about Paul, and I could say this now because he's looking down at us and he's going to laugh, but Paul and I used to run every year the same time, the same years. Our terms of 4 years. And unbeknownst to the party hierarchy, whether they be Democrat or Republican, we were in constant communication when we went to events. When I went to an event and saw he wasn't there and saw a number of people there, I'd call him on my cell phone and say, Paul, come on down. And then when he's someplace and he saw I wasn't there, he would say, Ed, come over here. There's a lot of people down here. So people always wonder, how come they always see us together? Well, there's a reason why. We would communicate together all the time. But I just really want to offer one thing, again, beyond Paul's dedication to so many causes. If there was a need, he was there. If there was a hand to be extended, his hand was out there. But I think Paul would like us to understand that we should learn from the dynamics of what we're going through today, where our good friend and wonderful person is gone, and we have not said a proper goodbye to him face to face. That we should look at those special people in our lives and make it a practice of saying goodbye, or not saying goodbye, but saying good things about them before we have to say goodbye to them. I think that would be the one thing that Paul would probably say would be a very good rule to have for yourself, that we don't let those opportunities pass. I think all of us can say that there were too many people who left this earth that we never chance to say what a great person they were. It's something we should never forget. And I thank my friend Paul for me reminding us of how important it is to treat your fellow man and woman properly and acknowledge the good things that they do.
Thank you, Ed. Very much appreciated. And it's true, in my opinion. I think that, and I find that sometimes people almost feel uncomfortable with not just saying words of goodness toward another person, but also receiving them. I have close friends who are like, you know, it's disarming when one is complimented so much. And but Paul was, you yourself too, is the kind of person that would just you know, put praise on people and you know, just told it like it is, and really just showed appreciation for other people's efforts, and a hard worker too. So I'm gonna miss him. So thank you. I appreciate it. I know you have a very busy schedule. Yeah. Thanks for hopping in on short notice. We wanted to also Donna Gorman Silverman, acting Rockland County Clerk. She's with us as well. Donna, thanks for joining us. We have you on mute. Hang on, let me unmute you. Sorry.
Take care, gang. I'm going to run. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
And Donna, would you?
Ed.
Okay, I can.
Yeah. Hi, Tom. Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure talking about Paul. He's been my longtime friend, boss, and mentor. He was always fun to have around. Working with him every day was like a whirlwind. You never knew what to expect, but you always knew you were going to be treated fairly, with a smile and laughter. He always walked into the office every morning and he would bellow, "Good morning," and everybody in the office knew he was here. We have a big office, so if you saw the size of the office, you would know how loud Paul could be, but that was just him. He wanted to start the day. He wanted everybody to start the day with a smile on their face. He loved being there for everybody. He liked to make people laugh. And when he showed up somewhere, you knew you were going to have a good time because he always greeted you with a smile. Yeah, he loved a good joke. And he was always busy. He was so community minded. Every night after work, he would tell me where he was going and what he was doing. And on the weekends, he always had things to do. And then when he didn't have things to do, his wife would ask him to take them to the casinos upstate so she could play the slot machine. So I don't know when he slept, but he was always there for everyone. I could think of one really good story at naturalization. A woman who was really sick with cancer had some kind of surgery, but she didn't want to miss being sworn in. So they wheeled her in a wheelchair, and she was sitting in the back of the auditorium. And when I went up to talk to her, you could tell she was so much in pain, but she was not going to miss this ceremony. And Paul arranged to have her sworn in separately from everybody so that she could leave to go home. And that's just the type of person he was. From an early age, he overcame obstacles in his life. And he always did it positively and with a smile on his face. And nothing pleased him more than making the people who came into our office happy. He greeted everybody with a warm smile. And once you met Paul, you felt like he was your friend forever. And he's going to be really missed. He's really missed. And he was really loved by everybody and everybody. There's nothing that anybody that I have ever met that said anything badly about him. And we'll keep it that way.
An interesting quality. Some people, and I, just my late stepfather, Jim, he passed away about 15 years ago. But yeah, same thing. It's like there's just certain people that kind of exude this certain goodness about them, and I guess the rest of us just catch up with them, right? Yeah.
Yes, and he loved his job. He loved serving the people of Rockland County. And you could tell. I mean, like they say, if you love your job, then it's not really your job. And he just loved coming to work every day. He was a really special man, and he's going to be missed.
Yeah, definitely. He used to come to I mentioned before, he came to a lot of our Chamber of Commerce meetings up in North Rockland. One small anecdote that I mentioned to a few colleagues on the phone here, on the Zoom here. There was a person that was that just got elected to office. I won't name names, but that person had the deer in the headlights look about him. He's like, I got elected. What the heck do I do? And I just eavesdropped on this conversation. I heard Paul lean in and said, look, here's the secret. Always pick up the phone. If you're always, are there for the people that are looking for you, you'll always be of service, and, you'll always, you'll have a nice long career. So
Yeah.
and I used to do it too. So
Those were really good words of advice. Very good words of advice.
yeah.
But I appreciate you asking me to speak, because there's nothing I like better. I don't like talking about myself, but other people, no problem.
Nice. As I imagine that the county clerk's office is running nice and smoothly. It seems like you got everything in order over there.
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's been going the way, with this this whole COVID thing. It's been difficult for everybody, and we're managing. We're managing. Everything's going smoothly. Still having people come into the office with appointments, and we're greeting them, and we have to take their temperature. But other than that, it's going fine. It's just you miss the big person in the room,
Yeah.
and you miss hearing him not scream, but he talked really loud, so you knew where he was at all times.
And Paul was tall too. I think he was like about 6'3", 6'4", something like that.
Probably about 6'2", maybe 6'3". Yeah, he was a tall guy. Yeah.
I'm a short Italian. I'm 5'9", so 10. I just look up to them. So
Yeah. You'd always see his head above the cubicles. It was good. You could find him anywhere. He didn't need like a cowbell around his neck or anything, because you saw him or heard him somewhere.
thanks, Donna.
My pleasure.
A few pictures of Paul. We got these from the Rockland County Clerk's office. Let me just bring these up, and then we'll switch over to our next guest. Oh, sorry. We have a few pictures from the Rockland County Clerk's office. I'm sorry, from Rockland County Executive's office. So here's a few, and I don't have any context for any of them, but we have some charitable work in the top right-hand corner. And I believe Paul being sworn in.
No, that's the naturalization
naturalization.
ceremony.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, where he's swearing in new citizens.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, they were sent over, and I just wanted to put them on for people to check out. And anybody know this gentleman that's next to Paul right here?
That's the deputy county executive. That's Guillermo Rosa.
Oh, that's Gillian. Okay, all right.
Okay.
That's Guillermo. Yeah.
So I didn't recognize him with the hat.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so next up we have Robert Pitkowski, who is also a member of the Workforce Development Board. Robert, thanks for joining us today.
Sure, absolutely, Tom. It's really an honor to be here, and obviously the community is still, just can't believe, Donna, like you just put it that way. We can't believe he's gone.
Yeah.
He did fill up a room, and I remember, so many conversations in your office where we came in and just spoke for hours. And whether it related to the wonderful community work that he did, I was honored to serve on a number of boards with him. He loved Jawonio. He loved ARC and Venture. These were organizations that that are very close to and we really bonded special needs dads in terms of in terms of those areas. He is just he's a lion. He's a lion of public service. I'll bring up, in terms, and Ed's off the call right now, so he would have appreciated this. But when I ran for office back in 2013, it was actually Paul that showed me the ropes in terms of sort of how to take care of people. The concept of sort of real politicking. We spent that. That's when our relationship sort of really cemented. It was 5 a.m. at bus stations. All around, and Lot J at the Palisades Center Mall. he was a loved man. And the way that he spoke with people was he just was such a genuinely wonderful man. He loved life. He loved each and every one of us. And I think we learned so much about each other through just all of the work that we did. He always called me his selfie buddy, as we kind of went from community to community event. I had a picture, I'm not sure, Tom, whether you had that, from our most recent, I guess our last event, where he was honored by Jawonio for just a lifetime of service. I think it was a lifetime award, where again we were with Diane Seratore. We've definitely shed a couple of tears, over his loss over the last few weeks. But just the way he just exuded in that room was just incredible. He really just loved. He just loved building community, and I was extremely proud to learn from him, and to sort of to partner with him. A great chamber member, as you said, Tom, a great Rotarian. He just loved Rotary. He loved North Rockland, and he loved the people of Rockland County. And it was just sort of now, looking back, and I say that just with a tear and a hesitation. Just looking back at what he did, it was just such an honor to be in his shadow and to see how he did business, and just cared about folks, regardless of their party, regardless of where they came from and what their job and their station in life was. And I think that's really incredible. He was just, he's left a really, really big, a hole, in our community generally. And I think that all of us are looking for ways to be able to fill that. And I think I'm just so proud of, the work that Jawonio has done in terms of their project of completely rehabilitating their campus. Jill Warner is a dear friend, a fellow member of our workforce board as well. And I know that they are right now in the process of collecting funds to support a family suite at their new building on the Jawonio campus. I just wanted to read a little bit from the description, which just describes sort of, I think what the essence of what he was. Paul Piperato loved Jawonio. He was involved in every aspect of our events and programs. And in 2019, Jawonio honored Paul with the Jawonio Friends Award. And now in 2020, we found another way to pay tribute to this wonderful man and community servant. Jawonio is moving into a new facility in June. And in the second floor, there's going to be a dedicated space for families, which again is a testament to Paul's compassion and his efforts as an advocate, a community leader for so many of those of our families with special needs. They'll be able to meet with staff in a beautiful space. I think that's a really telling tribute to just a really special man. Paul, we're going to miss you. I look forward to sharing stories with so many on this call and beyond. And just trying to uphold the legacy that of public service that you provided for all of us. So thank you, my friend.
Wonderful. Those were beautiful words, Robert. Thank you. And all of you, really, I contacted you almost last minute, just on Wednesday, and we put this together very quickly. And Robert, thank you. But I mentioned it to you in the middle of yesterday, and I know you didn't feel like you could step into the role of saying such kind words, but I think that was an understatement on your part, because what you just said was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. That's very, as Donna said and Ed said, very, very easy to speak about this man, and I look for opportunities to continue to have those conversations, and that's really, really important for, I think, everybody in Rockland. So thank you.
Did anybody else? I know Deborah, Patricia are on the call. Anybody else wanted to say a few? Patricia? Okay. Have you unmuted? Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, thank you. My colleague Ann Carey Colorado and I are here representing Literacy Solutions New York, and in particular its Office for New Americans. We interacted with Paul a lot in our capacity of getting people naturalized in the County of Rockland, and we attended many naturalization ceremonies, and Paul was always very supportive of our program, and he told us very specifically that the swearing-in ceremonies were just about one of the most favorite parts of his job, which I think it really speaks a lot to his generosity of spirit and his very, very warm and open personality. And we were very pleased to be able to work with him and get the benefit of his guidance, his help, and his support. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. Appreciate it very much. And thank you for coming on to the meeting on short notice as well.
Right. We have a very awesome workforce development board. I am so proud of each and every one of you and all that you contribute. Really, Paul is proud of all the work that you do in our community because you really lift him up each and every day with the work that you do serving our community. Really. Paul and I are colleagues from North Rockland, classmates from North Rockland, and he was so proud to be a Red Raider.
That's right, he was.
Right? He was a Red Raider
Yeah.
through and through. And what makes me so proud is that everybody claimed Paul as theirs, but he really belonged to North Rockland. Everybody thought Paul belonged to them. Isn't that a compliment, right?
Beautifully
Everybody
said.
thought Paul was theirs. And so we know he was just so proud of his community, and he would be so proud of the work that each and every one of you are doing. And this was such a great tribute. So I just want to circle back to what Rob said. Joe Warner, another board member, and Jawonio, they are raising funds for this new building and for this new family suite. So if you would like to spread the word out that Jawonio is honoring Paul in this very special way, let your friends, your neighbors, your community know that there's an opportunity to support Paul yet again by contributing towards this project at Jawonio and help them to do more on his behalf. And I just want to say thank you so much to the team at the county clerk's office, all the work that you're doing over there. You're doing an awesome job, and we thank you so much. Thank you for speaking up on behalf of the team and for continuing the work and his legacy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And to Tom, I want to thank you yet again for the work that you're doing. And Robert is stepping up too to help out in our virtual space and to help us with the forums. And I'm very proud and honored to serve with you.
Robert, if I ever
Very kind. Absolutely.
if I ever leave for other endeavors or something, I might have to tap you to take over a few of these meetings.
Right.
Oh boy.
And
Well, it's a pleasure. We have a tremendous team, on this board, and I'm new to the board, so thanks for the warm welcome.
And we also have to thank our colleagues at the Chamber Alliance because they have really helped us spread the word and work with our business leaders to let our community know what's going on through either rocklandworks.org and from these sessions and sharing that with their pages as well. So thank you all.
Great. So I'm thinking that, we don't want to belabor the meeting too much. I mean, sometimes it's good to exit earlier rather than later. So if anybody had any final words that they wanted to say, either on behalf of or for Paul or anything else, other than that, we can pause here until next week. We'll give it 3 seconds. Anybody else wanted to? Okay, all right. So this will conclude our Small Business Friday Forum today. So, Paul, we all miss you as a county, as a community, and as friends. So we hope to see you in the sweet by and by one day. Our next meeting will be next Friday. It'll be on July 3rd, Friday at 12:30 as usual. We usually try for about half hour, sometimes a little bit longer, but not more than 45 minutes, usually a half hour. Next meeting will be with New York Senator James Skoufis. He'll be on to talk about a few different items that are occurring around New York State. So that'll be Friday, July 3rd at 12:30 p.m. Other than that, I wish everybody a really good week. We'll have this out on YouTube and Facebook in just a little while. And I hope all of you have a good, enjoyable weekend. And hopefully we'll get some sun. And as the recovery continues to occur, our businesses in our community will continue to open up. And we'll get back to some semblance of the way that things were. So, thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful weekend. As always, God bless you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tom. Thanks, everybody.